Well, welcome to Engineering Scale Models. I am Jason, your host, and I do models and electronics and Nintendo Switches and a various range of other things here. Let's see if I can get this to work on the screen. So it appears we did it. So I hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday. It was a little bit later in the day for me to stream. So I'm going to stream today something interesting. I hope you guys could join me here. First, I need to do some house cleaning here. So I got, well, actually, hey, David, how's it going? Oh, wait, he redirected his message. So I got this container here because I have to put in the switch. So I'm just peeling off this sticker. These cost $1, so that's why I use them for containers. Hey, David, how's it going? We did 1,000 subscribers. We're going to do something here. So I got this switch here that I put in this case by accident, and it goes into this one. This one is very interesting. I have a video coming out on it. I'm not going to spoil anything, so I'm just going to put it away with all its pieces because I forgot I had to work on it. I was working on it, and I was going to stream this video here. So I'm going to put this away like so. All right, so let's see if I can find a container here. I can find a container. Labeled. Of course the container's not labeled. Why would the container be labeled? Who in this place would label a container? I can't believe it's not labeled. That is like sacrilege here to not label a container. But it's going to go unlabeled. I'm not going to label it on this stream. Hopefully we have 3 people. Hopefully we can get a couple more people before we start this stream here. So I have a certain order I put these. I put these are switch screws. I put the non-magnetic and the rail screws in one, the back screws and the fan screws. And I put the motherboard screws over here. I believe on the last stream I opened the packaging for that switch. It's definitely interesting inside what is in there. So something I've never seen before. I watch a lot of repair videos, and I haven't seen it before. Phil, the coder, showed it to him. It was new to him, so hopefully it'll make an interesting video, and you guys will like it. You know, enjoy the content that I'm creating. Now that we're at 1,000 subscribers, I'm hoping to get my view ratio up. I was hoping to get the community tab instantly, like right away. But apparently we researched it, and it takes a little bit. I've damaged all my labels. No, I haven't damaged all my labels yet. I have a whole tray of labels here that are no good, that are going to get burned or destroyed. I like to hold on to them as long as possible so I can, torture them as long as possible. So this will go on to the shelf of switch parts, and we are going to get started. Oh, listen, guys, I did this. We have 4 viewers, so I can show this off. I don't know if you guys like this, but I put this camera up here. Yeah, I'm a big guy, so I don't know if you guys want to see that, but I put the camera up there. If you want to see my bench, I can put it in the top corner here. I can put it up here. I don't know if I turn and look at the camera and talk, I don't know, then I can't see what I'm doing on screen. So I don't know how that is, but it is a side view of the shot. You can see my microscope. I have another side camera for closer stuff. But you can see my test gear. So I don't know how long I'm going to do that. AZA, thank you. for stopping by. David, yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to keep the camera there. Um, I'll maybe do it for this stream because they say YouTube recommends stream faces in stuff in the videos, so I don't know if this counts as a face in the camera. My bench is a mess. It is. I have stuff that is falling down everywhere that's supposed to be attached to stuff, but it's coming apart. I had a weird switch yesterday, and then I was uploading this week's videos, and it throttled my internet, so it was messing up my video recording. It was using too much of my PC. Normally, it's a lot more organized than this. Normally, it's a lot more organized. So I'm just gonna pick up just a little bit here and see if we got 6 people. Let's see if I can persuade Phil to pop in the stream here. Because he is one of the reasons I got to 1,000 subscribers. I told him I may be going live, but I never told him I was. So this is my cord box for my power supply. I have a variety of power supply cables in here. Alright, so I'm going to lighten this top camera up. I notice I have to do that every once in a while. It gets a little too dark, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So, alright, let's see if we can have a successful pair in a row. Yeah, no, I clean it. You'll notice I will clean throughout this process. I will clean up. So what are we going to do? So we got our little side camera. That's new. Got our mess of tweezers that is already starting to irritate me. And, some people want me to buy more sets of tweezers. So I don't know if I'm going to buy another set of tweezers. Phil found a pair of locking tweezers. Actually, let's look at what Phil wants me to buy. Who wants to see what Phil wants me to buy? So, he wants me to spend all my money on stuff. Let me log in here, and then we can see what Phil wants me to buy. So if we come over here to AliExpress here, he wants me to buy this 90 millimeter silver reballing station stencil template holder. He says they're super cheap right now, but they want $9.95 to ship it to me. So I don't know how cheaper that is than eBay. So I have to price research this one because I'm still paying $31 for it. Hey, Jaden, how's it going? 21, 22 bucks for that, still expensive. And then he claims that he wants me to try these tweezers. These tweezers are they're slide lock tweezers. And I've had tweezers like this for scale modeling that you can slide lock. And they were good to a point, but they didn't have this level of tip on them, and mine were also serrated on the inside. So I can't use them for electronics, but these look like they're not serrated, and they look interesting. So I'm either going to get these because they're cheap enough, or I'm going to wait for Phil to get his and see what he says about it. So and then he recommended these solder balls here. So yeah, so all the different solder balls. And then I have some stuff that I want to buy. But yeah, that's what Phil wants me to buy. So every day it sends me a link. You need to get this every day. So yeah, so all right, let's go back to, let's turn that off. Okay, so let me go back to my YouTube. Okay, 7 people in here. That's cool. All right, so let's get that put up. We're going to need that, and we're going to get us a, oh, that's the one I did. So in the videos that are coming out this week, I did 30 minutes of practice soldering a day. So every day I woke up, I did 30 minutes, and I did this board here. And I found that it was helpful, you know, just spending 30 minutes a day just soldering, you know, before I started doing any repairs or working on any of the projects. Because, you know, I do more than just repair switches. I actually have a lot of projects I work on. I also do some design work for the industry. I used to work in the plating industry. I also do some design work. So I have this little practice board that I plan on doing something interesting with, and I thought that I would stream putting all the components on one of these boards and try not to quit before I'm done. So that is my lofty goal, because if a lot of you know, I have back problems. So we are going to try to do as much of this as I can without quitting. So I have me a big glass of iced tea. I need to switch my jaws around on my stick vise. So we're going to switch these around. This is a pretty, okay, that's sticky under there. That's going to bug me. It's got a little bit of flux under it. So I'm going to clean it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit here and clean this real quick. I didn't anticipate having to switch these jaws around here. So they have a V notch, which is great for the switch, and then they have a little step, which will be better for this board because the V notch will block off my access to solder the end pieces of these resistors on this one side. So I'm just going to switch this around. Clean this bottom piece here, get this flux off of there. Flux gets everywhere. It literally gets everywhere. So, and I'm going to try really hard to keep up with chat. And I was hoping Phil would show up. I talked to him earlier this morning. Well, probably midday for you guys in the UK. What time is it there? It's 10:44 in the UK, so he might be taking his son to school or picking his son up. But yeah, it's 5:44 in the morning here. So, but I'm an early bird. I'm up around 2. So, and you know, so we're gonna put this in this stick vise. This stick vise I got on Amazon. It is a recommendation from Micro Mage Repair. He has a YouTube channel. So it was a recommendation from him. He fixes switches and other consoles. And I saw him using this in a video. And I asked him, hey man, how does that work? And he said it worked great. So I went ahead and got me one. And it has. It works great for the Nintendo Switch with the jaws flipped around. And it works good for these little practice boards. So I got my scope here. And then we have this board with no lights on my scope, so bring the scope up. I want to put the scope on. I know it's not on right now. I'm going to focus this up here and get that set. So let's see here. Let's bring up the scope here. And is it this one? Yep, that's the one. So let's click on that. Let's do this. Let's make this bigger and see if we can have everything on the screen at once. So you got my hand here. So yeah, you can kind of see everything. So if I put the parts, well, let's see if I can move this stuff around here. Let's put this here. Let's put this here. And now if I put the parts right here, you can see the teeny tiny little parts and you put them on the board. I can still show stuff over here. So well, let's try this and see how that goes. I know that the side view camera, I don't know if you guys are liking that. It's got a lot of washout from the lights, like the light from the scope and these side lights and then my two overhead lights. So I hope it's not washing out and it's actually worth seeing. We could probably make it a little bit smaller. You don't need to see all of me. So this mat is from Amazon. If you go on, I can show you. I'll show you because I know you've asked about the mat before, Jaden. Let's go. Let me go here on to. I'm going to switch it in a second. All right, here we go. If you type in solder mat on Amazon, you get the first two. Here is, there's this one right here, and then there's this one. This one is smaller than this one. There's two different sizes. These are Amazon basic mats. These are mats that Amazon produces under their Amazon Basics. I like them better because they don't have all these little holes in stuff. I like just the top part. It's magnetic. But there's two different sizes. This one's a little bit bigger than this one, but they're pretty cheap. So I believe I have the slightly smaller one. They all have the same number of pockets. Oh, no, wait. No, I have this one. This is a different one. So I have this one, so I have the slightly bigger one then. But they are, Adim, how you doing? Yeah, so this is where I got Amazon. Amazon's great for those. I got a lot of stuff on Amazon. I also got the stick vise on Amazon. So if you type in stick vise, should come up here. Yeah, stick vise right here. This is it. It comes with the standard nylon jaws, but I got the high temp upgraded PTFE. That's poly. Oh my god, I used to know what that was because we used to sell filters with it. And make parts out of PTFE. But it's a form of polypropylene that is got a little bit of Teflon in it. I don't know the exact ratio of the formula, but thank you, Micro Repairs Ltd. Thank you so much. Nasim, thank you. Hello. So yeah, so this is what I'm using today, and the solder kits I got from eBay. So let's go back to this. So we are going to, yeah. So Amazon's great. They're good mats. I will say that I was removing a switch port yesterday, and it was giving me a lot of issues. Basically, if you were on Phil's stream last night, he was trying to remove the switch port with the small nozzle, and then he ended up taking his nozzle off and removing it with the big nozzle. Well, I did the same thing yesterday morning. I was using the small nozzle and I couldn't get the port off, and then I got a phone call in the middle of getting the port off. So I answered the phone and I tried to talk and remove the port, and then I ended up just taking my nozzle off and removing it that way. And then after about a good 10 or 15 minutes of heating the mat, it did swell a little bit. But I normally heat with one of these. This is a silicone fiberglass mat, and if I put my surface on there, this tends to not make anything bubble, no matter how much hot air I use on it. This is pretty good. These are for working with wax, wax carving, wax casting. They're non-stick, and these are fantastic. I have two of them. I do carve wax. I carve it for mold making and things like that. There's other stuff on the channel about that. Right now, I'm focusing on this. I still do other projects in the side, like casting molds and things like that. And I'll do more stuff with that in videos, like fixtures and things like that. So let us get this on here and see if we can. get started. So I'm going to use my FX 951 solder station, and then I have my FM 2032 micro pencil. This one has a 0.6 millimeter chisel tipped on it. Seems to work well for that. Thank you, Hadim. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining me on this. So let's get started here. So we have 9 viewers. Yeah, they are kind of like yeah, they're kind of like the baking ones with the fiberglass in it. These are not for baking. These are wax carving mats. I use them for hot wax. Let me see if I can find these on here. I don't know if I got them on Amazon, but they came with a kit. I don't know if you can buy the mats that small separately. Yeah, here's one right here. Let me show you this. If you look at this again, this is a wax carving kit. I own a few of these, but these all come with these fiberglass silicone mats, tiny ones. If you just type in wax carving kit, it pops up. There's different size ones. There's a round one. I don't know if you can buy the fiberglass. Oh, I spelled all that wrong. We'll fix it in a second. There we go. Fiberglass heat mat. Yeah, so you can get the ones for baking, but I don't know. Mine were industrial and they're not for cooking, but you can, fiberglass heat mat. These are also good. These heat shield welding pads. These can take pure fire. These are nice. I was going to get one of these to work on, to solder on, but I found that the little wax carving mat worked best. But that's that. So yeah, I bought the little kits. Why have I caved Phil's channel back? Yeah, that was he messaged me like late in the day, and he's like, make a video so it sounds like you took over my channel. And I'm like, okay. And then I couldn't come up with anything. But then after I did it and he uploaded it, I was like, man, I could have came up with something way better if he gave me more of a notice instead of go do it now. I'm only normally able to film here in the morning. And that's basically where I'm able to film until about 8 a.m. our time, and then I can work on stuff quietly because my son's school is right over there. That's why I moved the camera to an angle like that. So we have a loose resistor here. So we have a loose resistor. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a single diode that is tiny. Let's look at this stuff under here. So we have a single diode that is tiny. Okay, one diode. Wow. So we'll put that up there. We have some transistors. I believe these are SOT23, probably. We have some transistors. Not as small as the transistors on a switch, but something. We have 4 Zener diodes. I hate it when my mat's not in the middle. Okay, we have what is this chip? This is an LM324. Is that an op amp or voltage regulator? No, it's not a voltage regulator. That could be dual op amps, maybe. That's gonna bug me what that is. I'm gonna have to look that up real quick. Hold on. I'll look it up on TI's website. What did I say that was? LM324. What is it? does it say? No, that's not it. Yeah, LN 324-1. A number on there? LM is a voltage regulator. There's a lot of LMs, 324 3s. They appear to all be step down. Some kind of voltage unit here. Yeah, I'm not going to put that on the screen, so I'm not sure what that is. TI. Hello, Andy. How's it going? It drinks on me. Yeah, I don't drink. I take too many medications that prevent me from drinking. So then we have some 1206 resistors here. I believe they're 12. Yeah, they're definitely 1206. So we got a stray one here. Did they say on it R20? I don't know, A20. So 82 ohms. And then we have a whole strip of 0805 resistors, 180 and 3 zeros, so 180K. And then we have some 0603s. 0603s. 1.2 ohms? Really? Yeah, 1.2 ohms. That's actually, if they're in good tolerance, they may be worth having. Okay, so as always, I will start with this side here, which is the 0805s. So I will get the 0805s out over here. Better tweezers. You know, I've bought so many pairs of tweezers, and I bought these Hacko tweezers. They're pretty good, but I always fall back to my scale modeling tweezers. These are Tamiya scale modeling tweezers. They are super beefy, and they work great. I always fall back to these because they have good grip. Hello, Chris. How you doing? You're a little late to stalk me. But again, I am early in the morning, so you go to sleep to Phil, and you wake up to me. It's perfect harmony. I can't believe he got the 10K. That was incredible that he got the 10K last night. That was awesome. I'm so happy for him. He has done so much for my channel. When I started talking to Phil about a Nintendo Switch, actually, I was on his first live stream with the graphics card he couldn't fix. And I provided information, and it seemed useful. So I asked him about a Switch, and then he told me to email him. So I emailed him, and then he was like, "Oh, let me check out your channel." And then he started mentioning my channel in the streams, and I talked to him about it every day. I was talking to him yesterday about a weird Switch I got. So let me just, yeah, you can see what I'm doing. So I'm trying this side camera angle here. I was tempted not to do it because it's kind of like what STS does with the side camera, and I didn't want to be like I'm stealing STS. But when I do the front face camera over in this direction over here, it shows too much of the background, and then you get my son in the shot. Shop on AliExpress. Yeah, I was just showing people what Phil was trying to get me to buy on AliExpress. So I figured I'd try this. I don't know if I am actually on the camera when I look because I can't see. So now I don't know if I'm going to get all these resistors in the correct orientation, but we are going to do our best to put these on. Now I'm going to do it a little bit differently than most people will do it. I will use hot air eventually. Turn on my stuff here. Solder. So I turned on my micro pencil. My micro pencil is on. I'm going to put this like this, and I'm going to add solder to one side of all these pads. So I'm going to come in here like so. I'm going to add solder. these pads. Not all of them, just the one side. Not a lot of solder, just a smidge out of focus. Okay, so I was going to do a challenge where I do this without a microscope, but then it's hard to not look at the microscope and show you guys under the microscope. So, because I have the screen now, if I had a different microscope where I looked at through the eyepieces, that'd be different, but I can't use those types of microscopes. So, all right. Let's see here. Let's go from here. It's a cool and all I can. Cool. Yeah, it's stuff I get says 90 days for delivery. It's sometimes comes faster, but they talk about 90 days. It could be up to 90 days for delivery. Yeah, it's horrible. So I'm going to take these resistors and I'm going to grab it with my favorite pair of tweezers. Stick it on there. Not too worried about if it's crooked or not. I will deal with that later. So I'm just going to put all these resistors on. I need to do a bit of housekeeping here. Hold on a second. Andy is here. Okay, Andy. I'm going to show that, and I'm going to. Where's Andy at? Can I do this? All right, Andy, you are now a moderator. You asked me earlier, and I didn't do that. I'm sorry. I allow just about everything that's not racist, sexist, or homophobic in my comments. So you are now a moderator, Andy. So I remember you asked me that, and I had totally forgotten until I saw I had to approve a comment, and then I remembered. So. I'm not making everybody a moderator. I know some of you are moderators in Phil's channel, but Andy normally shows up for all my streams. Unlike Phil. Yeah, waiting above 7 days is pretty insane for stuff, but like I don't, I just wait it out. I order, stuff I'm going to use. I order it. I created a Excel spreadsheet that keeps track of how long it takes something to come in. So it basically lets me know when I need to order it again. So that's basically how, and then I normally don't run out of things. And then it's slowly learning what I use and how often I use it as I use things. So it does work out that way. It's hard to jump into a program like that if you've been doing repair for a while. Adrian, how's it going? Bit disrupted? Oh, I don't know. Wow. It's backwards. My voice may sound rough. Might be getting a sore throat. I'm not sure. So far I got these all the right way around. So we're just gonna carry on here. The last ones of these I did didn't take me very long. The reason that practice board I did the 30 minutes a day. If I didn't record any of that, I could have done that practice board in about 2 hours. In the last one with the videos that are coming out, I could have did that whole practice board in about 2 hours, but it definitely took longer than that because I, filmed it in 30-minute blocks and took breaks and whatnot. So, hoping that my back holds up and I'm able to finish this one. I took some medicine that I'm normally supposed to take later in the day. I took it before I started to hopefully make it through this. So. Yeah, it's going through a filter. It's going through whatever Phil taught me to do. If I talk a lot, dude, my voice does start to sound rough, and the fume extractor is on too. So I've been having to use that lately with having some issues. So my wife has insisted upon the fume extractor. She watched one of my videos where I talked about the importance of using a fume extractor if you're soldering. There's a lot of beginners don't use fume extraction. Then she comes out here and I'm soldering and she wonders why I'm not using a fume extractor. And busted. So now the fume extractor. So you get to hear that whirling in the background. I reached 1,000 subscribers and I haven't gotten my community tab yet. Yeah, I will pay more to order from Amazon too if I need it right away. But if I'm willing to wait, then I'll order it on AliExpress and just wait it out. I waited 90 days for stuff, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So, all right. So now that I got all those on there, I'm going to take my extra one in case I knock one off in a later rendition of something. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hold it this way. And I'm going to add solder to the other side of all those. Like so. Fan to USB. Yeah, I got a big old pitcher of iced tea. I'm an iced tea drinker. I drink it like Phil drinks coffee. I drink probably a gallon of iced tea a day. My doctor recommends I drink the tea because he says caffeine will help alleviate headaches. So I get pretty bad headaches. So whether or not he's right, and it does do that, I can't say, but I get headaches either way. But it does seem like the headache's worse if I run out of tea early or something. And I don't use bag tea. We get whole tea leaves, or not whole tea leaves. I call it chunk tea, and then we just make it inside a thing that's designed for making gallon iced tea. So it's pretty strong. It's pretty dark. So got my big old cup of it. Carry that around everywhere I go. Okay, so we got that all on there, and look how garbage that looks. We're gonna fix that. It's some flux that is trash. So I'm gonna get this really trashy flux here, and I am going to flux this board with a millipole flux. Is that what Rossman calls it? It's 59 degrees in here, so it's not as cold as Phil's workshop, but it does make the flux not flow. Very irritating. All right, so this is really crappy flux, so I have to put a lot on there. If this doesn't do it, I want to try a different flux technique. So, all right, so we got that on there. We're going to take our hot air station. So, see, I didn't clean as I go, and it immediately bothered me when I noticed. We'll take my hot air. I'm going to let it get up the temp. The nozzle's not on all the way, so it is up the temp. I'm going to, it's at 40 airflow at a 120, 45 at 480. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to heat these components. And they're going to hopefully jump right in place here. There's that one. That one. There we go. There we go. And we're just going to heat these up, let them all flow into place. Nice and even. Come on, last one there. There we go. See, cheap flux does work sometimes. That stuff is so smoky. So we're gonna let that board cool down. Yeah, I get pretty bad late in the day, and I have to call it. So move that out of the way. I'm gonna take off the microscope because that is soldered. We're gonna let that board cool down a bit and just chat. Let me just catch up here. Yeah, the fume extractor I have is this one. It is from Amazon. It's a Koto. It's got a carbon filter, and it's basically a PC fan, probably heavy-duty PC fan. It's an AC axial fan, so, but works for my purposes. I plan on getting a BGA rework station and putting it over there, and I will put proper fume extraction through the window that's on that side. So I'll tell you, I got some of these. We'll talk about this. These are kickstands for the Switch. They're metal brackets. It's pretty cool. And they're one piece. So I don't know if the kickstand pops out like it does on the Switch, but these things are cool. These are metal brackets. And they don't break, and they're super durable. So these are on eBay for about the same price as the Switch brackets for the regular Switch, and maybe 50 cents more. So I'm starting to carry them, and sometimes I upgrade a Switch with it. Sometimes I put the old bracket on there, but they are pretty nice. They're not cheap either. They're like $8, but if you got to replace the kickstand to sell it, you got to replace the kickstand to sell it. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to clean this board up. So move that out of the way. And we'll come in here with our electric toothbrush and some flux remover. Did a resistor come off? A resistor came off. How dare that resistor? Okay, back to the hot air station. A resistor came off. How dare he? How dare he? So it's going to get stuck to the board with some chip quick. That makes me mad. It's soldered there. Yes, it is. So we're going to get our hot air back. A little bit out of place there. Okay, so now let's just double check it. Yeah, I know that wasn't on camera. Let's do it this way. All right, so let's just double check this, make sure they're all there. I can't believe I knocked that one off. That's crazy. Okay, so all right, so now we're back to here. So let's clean this up on this mat real quick. It's got flux on it. This is the clean as I go process. And what I find works really well for these, you can use a toothbrush or you can use one of these disposable mascara brushes. These are, you get these on Amazon in like 200s. Hey Phil, how's it going? Yeah, I use the Koto fume extractor from Amazon. So, I talked about that a minute ago. David, David's saying hi to Phil. Hey Phil, how's it going? Yeah, you were up pretty late. I went to sleep when you were still streaming, so and then you started messaging me after that. So that was it for me. I was tired. I'm up early. So you can use these little mascara brushes to clean up. You know, they're good for getting in between chips and small capacitors. So they work good for that. Or you can use a good old toothbrush, for something like this. So I'm going to get this all cleaned up. So we got the 805s, and we got 603s next. So. Oh. Right. I am going to switch tips on my iron for the 603s. I'm going to use my J tip. If you watch Stezstick's Fix, this is the tip he used for his SMD soldering board. So I'm going to use that one instead of this one, just because it's the smaller component. So get that back over here. What I want to get is a holder for my micro pencil that turns off the station, but they are like $100. So I'm not getting that anytime soon. So let's get this back under here, and we're going to solder these components here. I got flux on my hand again. All right. So clean up the flux. Let's get under the scope. Let's do full scope, no side cam this time. Let's mix it up. Let's live dangerously. So let the iron get hot. Find the solder. Seriously. Seriously, I lost the solder. It had a whole reel of it. Wow. Wow. I can't talk anymore about people losing things. Let me grab some more. Wow, I lost that whole strip of solder. Okie dokie. That's normal. Makes sense. Why not lose it? Let's see here. Yeah, you can't post links anywhere. Got back from school and I was like, hey, round to it. How's it going? Yes, thank you for coming over from Phil. Yeah, I don't even think Phil can post the link. Maybe I would have. Hey, get 3 again. All right, so what do we got here? It's weird how I got chats coming up at different times. My chat on my Streamlabs, Stream Elements is slower than the chat on the YouTube part. I don't know if that's normal or not. So, Jason, check online for some DIY solution. The sleep mode is the check. Yeah, I know that the thing I can get it to work in the other station, that the other sleep unit for the other iron, but I just want to get a separate one. Um, People think it's the streamer who stops you. Yeah, the link thing, that's just a YouTube thing. www.jasonisn'tube.com. Did you make a website to say that? If you made a website with that, then that's just wrong, dude. That's seriously wrong. I asked you to help me with a website, and then that's the website you create. So, so these are 603s. Just gonna add solder to one side. If I was, a Jedi master like Phil, I could just put all these on with hot air and no solder and just use magic smoke and get them all to stick. But, I have to do it this way. It's whatever works best for you. This is no way the right way to do it. This is how I'm doing it. Other people will do it differently, but this is my way. Well, I'll lose that solder again. So there's that. I will go back to this view so you can see me put out the components and struggle with that. So I will move that over there. And I will get these components opened up here. Yeah, I still need help with that website I want to do. I have no idea how to do a website. I could probably get I'm sure engineeringscalemodels.com is available. I never even looked. I would like to have the website and be able to post things on it, but I don't even know the first thing about managing a website. If there was like I think if you do like GoDaddy or something, they can give you templates or stuff, but I'm not sure how that works or not. Plus, I don't have a whole lot of money to dump into anything right now. I gotta wait a bit. All right, this is gonna be a mess. Shot everywhere. Okay. Okay, so that's all of those out of there. Probably more here than I need, but we're gonna flip them all anyways. So I told everybody, Phil, how you are trying to get me to buy all this stuff on AliExpress. I have a question about that stencil thing you sent me about. They want $10 to ship that to me. That seems a little ridiculous. $10 to ship that. Oh. Okay, just edit his videos. Yeah, I do make enough mistakes live. Decoder.com takes you YouTube channel. That's cool. Yeah, 10,000 subs for Phil. That's crazy. Um, yeah, I think you might get to 25K by the end of February, Phil. You are on track for it. A lot of people were saying 15,000, 20,000. I think it's going to be more around 25K. He's doing a free repair for his subs. Refill station giveaway. He's told me that he was going to do a PlayStation 5 for 100K. You might be able to contact Singlet. You need to email Singlet, and with 10,000 subs, you may be able to get a meter or a power supply, at least a power supply, Phil. I would recommend contacting either them or Rigel and see if you can get a power supply or a benchtop meter. Power supply would be more fruitful for you. But yeah, I'm not putting these all the right way around. I'll be lucky to get these even in my tweezers here. Okay, so let's... But, especially with your, if you tell them your growth rate, I definitely think that you could get some equipment to test, to use. You had rapid growth rate. So we're going to stick that on there. And no, they're not all going the right way. Oh well. Trying to do this faster than the last lot. So then I'm going to do the same thing where I reflow them with hot air, all nice and even. Hopefully not lose any this time. Get them semi-lined up anyways. So... I'm trying to think. This is the best thing I can think of to do for 1000K was to do a live stream with just trying to finish this board. This is a smaller board. I'm glad I didn't have one of the bigger boards in stock because this is going to be a lot right here for me anyways. So I hope everybody's enjoying the 30 minutes a day soldering challenge I did just to see if it increased my skills. Yeah, you had 2K a year ago. 3K. I will get you the information for Singlet. I have the representative for North America. I have his email because he helps me get my gear because of what I did in the plating industry. He helped me get the gear on loan, and then someone donated the money to purchase the gear. So, but he got it to me on loan for a job. And then a supporter of my channel purchased the gear for me. So that was nice of them. All right, so these tombstone a lot more than the other ones. But we're getting it on there. Well, it looks like there might be a lot extra. This was a 4-pack of these, and I have an idea of what I want to do with these. Not on this stream, but in future, either videos or streams for practicing. Just to, because it's good to practice your skills, hone your craft. So, a lot of extra resistors. Wow. Hardly any on the 805s, but it's 1.2 ohms that they give me extras. I keep all my extra components. Put them in a little storage box. You never know. You need it. So, might need it for long on the same project. knock any of these off. So I'm going to get that. I'm going to get these resistors out of the way here. This is going to be tedious work, but hopefully I can get these all out of here so they don't get lost when I add hot air to this. So I'm going to do what I did in the last ones. I'm going to solder this other side, and then I'm going to add hot air. But after I get this done, I'm going to catch up on chat here. So, all right. So where are we at on chat? Okay. Phil's going to be back in 25 minutes if I'm still streaming. You post a link to that board. I'm going in on the challenge. Yes, actually, let's take a minute here and let me show you what I bought for different challenges. I have bought some different boards for different challenges. One got lost in shipping, so let's go to this screen here. So here's what we got. This is one I got. This one got lost in shipping, and they refunded me my money. And then this is the one I'm working on now. It was a 4-pack. Okay. Oh, don't tell me my card messed up again. Nope, it didn't. So this is a 4-pack of these. I think I can post that in chat. Copy. Yep, I can post that in chat. So that's that one. And then I also have this one here that is, why is this doing this? This one's got the QFP packages, and it's kind of like the first one I did. So I'll link that one too. So there's that one. And then the first one I did in the 30 minutes a day challenge, that one's on Amazon. So it's SMD. I spelled that wrong, of course. Where is it at? Oh, this is it right here. So this is the one I got from Amazon because I wanted one quickly. Look at it, arrives before Valentine's Day. That's fantastic. Look at that. It'll be here before Valentine's Day. Because everyone wants a SMD practice solder board. So there's 2 from eBay, 1 from Amazon. How old are you? I'm 40. I turned 40 in November. November 30th, I turned 40 round. I like your name, round to it. My grandfather used to hate the phrase round to it. And these people would always say, I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it. And that used to bug him because, his philosophy was do it now so you don't have to do it later. So what he did was he had a company. Now, this was 20 years ago probably. He had a company make a bunch of little wooden discs that said round to it on it. And when people would say that, he would give them one and then he would say, get to work. He was, he was a stickler for getting stuff done. So. But that's between him and then this old German guy that trained me in engineering. That's where I learned my skills from. The SMD soldering to me I've done it, but, I used to design power system boards, and we used to get the boards designed, and then we would have them, the boards manufactured, and then we would get a stencil made, and then I would stencil the board with solder paste, hand place the components because the boards weren't huge, I would hand place the components and then I would throw it in a reflow oven and never have to touch a soldering iron. So, you know, I know the concept of soldering, and I probably should be using flux here, but I am not going to use flux. I will flux it at the end. So, all right, so we got that on there. But I learned by doing. I mean, that's most of it, is how I've learned how to do it. No problem, Diego. No problem at all. Okay, so we're going to come in here, and I have some liquid flux here. Some liquid no clean flux here. That's this right here that I want to try. And I also have this garbage. This is a no clean flux also. So I don't know. We're going to try it. So we're going to try to reflow this stuff with this stuff. So we're going to do half with this stuff here. We're going to do the other half with the other stuff and see what we get. So let's see what happens. So let's see here. Let's get this to temperature. The R2 temperature. Slowly heat up the board. I don't know if that flux is just going to go away here or what. Let me turn my airflow down a little bit. Okay, so it does, well, I don't know. I guess it does kind of. It's too much solder on that guy. I guess it does kind of make them bounce in. We'll try some more on here. Try some more on here. You know, I always hear you have to use too much of this stuff. But I don't know. It seems to work. I hear bad things about it. I also hear good things about it. I also hear people saying it's the only flux in the world that works. So, you know, oh, don't use paste flux. Use. Wow, what happened over here? Oh, nothing happened over here. That's caked up flux. My bad. Okay, so this stuff really gets caked up when you heat it up. That's my problem. Oh no, that was the reason I did my 30-minute a day videos. It took me 6 days to do that whole board, this whole board here. It took me 6 days to do this board, 30 minutes a day. I only did 30 minutes a day, and I would do my repair after doing 30 minutes on it. I would do a repair, and it seemed to help. My skills are getting better. This one's going a lot smoother than this one went. Having a 30-minute time frame and recording it all at the same time is a bit hectic because, you know, the 30 minutes also included intros and outros because I didn't want to have to run a timer on it. I just wanted it to be raw 30 minutes and, you know, that's the end of it, you know, for the whole video. I mean, somewhere like 29:47, I think one's 31, but it's roughly 30 minutes each. So, and that also include cleaning up the board and all that stuff. So, what I'm gonna do is I turned off my iron because I need to switch back to my. All right, Chris, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. All the views help. I'm trying to get my watch hours up. I am. I mainly wanted the channel, the 1,000 subs for the community tab, but it does allow me the opportunity to monetize the channel, but I don't have enough watch hours in 12 months to do that, so I won't be doing that for a while. I need like 298 watch hours or 292 watch hours. So I can check real quick. just check real quick. I'm at, it says 1,018 subs. I go to the thing. Yeah, I have 3,754 public watch hours, and I need 4,000 to be eligible for any kind of monetization, but it doesn't appear that I have a community tab yet. Let me just see here. I have a community tab yet. No, I still don't have a community tab, so not sure when that's going to happen. But I have different things on different sites. Tell so many different things about when you get the community tab, they email you or things like that. So looks like we're holding strong at 6 viewers. Wow, looks like we may have had 10 at one point or 9. So, yeah, it is a different ball game. You know, the older stuff. You know, I mean, I used to recap stuff all the time. Before I started doing a channel for a hobby, I used to recap stuff. But I was going to do some recapping of some vintage arcade games and pinball machines. Well, not as much pinball machines, but vintage arcade games. But my capacitor order that I spent a good deal of money on was seized by U.S. Customs, and I can't get. They're not giving me my money back, and they're not giving me my stuff. So I'm at a standstill, and I don't know how much longer. If the guy will still even offer me the contract if I get the stuff in, and I don't have the money to order that big order of caps again. So, and he was going to send me like 15 boards, so I would need a good supply of different size caps to do it. So, and I don't know what the boards are. He wasn't going to give me a readout. He was just going to send me boards. So, I'm going to come back up here with this. We're going to go back to this one, and we're going to add solder to the 1206 pads. So, and we're going to get our 1206 resistors out. Up here. 1206 resistors. You know what? I didn't turn the fan on. It's all flipped around. Get the solder. Okay, so now we're going to add to these 1206 pads. These should be quick and easy. Don't even really need a scope for these. Okay, can even do these with hot air pretty easy. It's this cable, so falling. Okay, so we're going to come in here and we're going to try to quickly place these on here. So place these resistors. It's off camera. There you go. I wish this screen on this microscope was orientated long ways, because it would definitely help. All right. So Trying to get these on a little bit quicker than the other stuff. Come in here, turn it sideways. As soon as I get this side soldered, I'll catch up on chat. But yeah, that's not going to make a difference if they're out of alignment now. They won't be for long. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to use this clear flux this time. This other stuff, we're going to see how that does. I'm going to use this stuff right here. So, yeah, the microscope is a must for soldering. Yeah, the TS100, if you get the right tips for it, I stay away from the conical tips. This is a micro pencil, the FM32 Hacko micro pencil. It's got a really tiny tip. That's what I'm doing this with. If you compare it to a normal iron tip, this is like what's on a TS100. So you can see that the size difference it's a big size difference. So that does make a difference. So let's get this float on here. So let's add a little bit of this clear stuff and see if this is any good. This stuff is sticky. This is nasty flux. I don't know how I feel about this flux. Oh, it's turning cloudy? Seriously? What? What? Did you guys see that turn white like that? Okay, that's just weird. See if it moves this one in alignment. Yeah, it pulled it in. It's just... Yeah, worked. It's just gross. I mean, look at this board. Look at this board. It's like covered in like, it looks like it frosted over, and it's just gross. I use the screen on the microscope and no, it doesn't lag. It may lag a little bit for you going through HDMI and capture card and all that stuff, but the part of the screen I use doesn't lag. So I don't have any lagging issues. I remember, I think I heard you mention that before, that you were having lagging issues. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, this stuff worked, but it's gross. It's sticky, it's gooey, and it's gross. I've had experience with Kester Flux that's been that way before, that it's sticky and gross. So I'm going to clean up this mess real quick. Then I'm done using that stuff. I'm going to go back to Kingbo or my chip quick. Yeah, I'm going to go back to Kingbo or chip quick. That was nasty stuff. But I wanted to try it. I got it really cheap, so. All right, so. So it looks like D1 through 4 are the Zener diodes. So let's go back under the scope here. My scope fell. So looks like 1 through 4. So solder those up. I really want to know where that last bunch of flux went. Last thing. Yeah, the end and star 401, and then I customized it on this boom arm that's supposed to hold a laptop or a monitor. I customized it, flipped it around, and did it. I have a video on it on the channel. There's a video on what I did to this scope to make it work. I show you from start to finish what to do and how to do it and what parts to use. So, all right, so let's get those back in shot. Okay, so we're going to get this out here. My son just came out to join us. Oh, I thought I lost a Zener diode, but it landed on my shorts. Well, that's luck right there. That's just pure luck. Okay, so now the negative is the stripe on the Zener diode. So the negatives are going this way. I'm just going to put this in the camera shot. I'm going to, actually, I don't like to heat glass diodes, so I'm going to add a little bit of flux to each of these pads. So each one of those, add a little bit of flux. And now I'm going to solder those down. Try to get them as close as possible because I'm not going to reflow. I'm not a fan of hot air on the glass diodes. I mean, you can reflow it from the bottom. Maybe I will show it how I do it. Alright, I will show a trick to doing it where you can reflow it. Alright, so there's that side. Now I will come over here and I will add flux again. Add the flux to it. And say, I tried to get away with what they call a visual presenter. Yeah, sometimes oh, Andy said, hey, Donovan. Donovan's got headphones on, is watching a video game video on YouTube. So he's not hearing a thing. But he was nice enough to get me coffee this morning. That was nice of him. He just had a birthday yesterday. He's 13 now. He's a teenager. He's a big boy. Yep, 13. So, yeah, 13 years old. So we had a little thing on the weekend, and then he got lucky with school. He didn't have much school yesterday, so he got to play with a lot of his stuff he got. He got some Lego Mario stuff. If you guys haven't seen that Lego Mario, it is an electronics that is built into Lego, and I have a video coming out today on the Lego Mario system that we were trying to guess what was inside of it and what is how the different color sensors work, and if there's any kind of method to the madness on the sensors. So that video is coming out today. I plan in the future of getting another starter set and taking Lego Mario apart to actually see the chips inside, how they work, and to see if it can be modified in any way, or if we can make our own custom codes, music. I've heard of people, instead of playing the Mario tune, it will play the Zelda tune. So I don't know if there's any truth to that, but it would be pretty cool if there was truth to that. So now we're going to put on these transistors now. Man, this board is getting sticky over here. So we're going to come over here and we're going to put on the transistors. Now to do the transistors, I am going to just add some solder to all the pads, and we're going to flow them on. So one at a time. Adding solder to all these. So we got solder on all those. I appreciate that, Andy. I really do. I'm sure he appreciates it too. When he's done watching this video, I'll let him know. He doesn't like to be disturbed. So I tried to keep him off YouTube for so long, but he's 13 now, and that's how old you need to be to get an account on YouTube. So I told him, he's 13, he can do YouTube. So just don't make me regret allowing you to do that. He's not allowed to watch inappropriate stuff, that's for sure. So, but certain game videos and stuff, I allow him to watch. So let's get some chip quick flux because it's sticky. We'll do these two first. Through cleaning wipes like crazy. Okay, so I'm going to grab a transistor here. Get it in the right orientation and stick it in the chip wick. Grab another one, stick it in the chip wick. And then now I'm going to grab these tweezers here in my hot air. I'm going to center that a little bit more. And I'm going to come in here from the top. And we're going to put that back into position. Close to position. Oh, let me go back this way. Oh, this way. Come on, chip quick. This is why I hate doing two at a time. I should just do one at a time. There we go. So that's those two on. Now I'm going to get some chip quick on this board here. And I'm just going to put them on one at a time now. Yep. Add some flux. The alarm. So that one. And I'm fumbling with this transistor now. There we go. So I'm sure I'm waiting for Phil to come back and criticize for me for how I'm doing this. I'm sure he has his own way of doing this. My hand's starting to get shaky. Okay, so I'm just going to set these in place and then reflow them. Alright, so I'm going to add some flux. Should be able to just reflow these. There we go. There we go. Transistors down. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get solder on. Well, I'm going to do this guy a little bit different. This guy didn't come. It didn't come with a chip for here. Oh, that's odd. Didn't come with a chip for this section right here. That's odd. So I'm going to do this one a little bit different. I'm going to add chip quick to the pins, just like so. I'm going to take the chip, and I'm going to stick it on there like so. I'm going to line it up like best I can. Line it up, line it up. Okay, and then I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to get a little bit of solder on the end of my iron. A little bit of solder on the end of my iron, and I'm going to hold this down, hopefully without moving it, and I'm going to touch this leg right here. Touch that pin, and then I moved it, so that makes sense. And I'm going to touch that pin again, move it this way. There we go. Now I'm going to push it that way a smidge. I'm going to touch this leg right here. Solder that down. Now that's tacked down now. I can come in here and I can add my solder to pins. Another thing, I like to make sure I have the fume extraction on while my son's out here, definitely. Because I don't want him getting this in his lungs. I'm going to get this all there and I'm going to check chat. Okay, so Chip Quick is sticky. It's a very sticky flux. It can be a pain in the butt to do. It's called Chip Quick. It's SMD 291. This is my favorite flux. I used it for over 25 years. It's a sticky flux. As you heat it up, it gets stickier and stickier. And then when the solder is about to melt, it goes water thin. And then it kind of holds stuff in place for it. Doesn't work 100% of the time, but it is helpful. I've started using Kingbow, so I have started to be able to learn to use it to work without the chip quick, but it is nice for like transistors and whatnot. But it is an expensive flux. If you're just starting out or, learning how to solder, I wouldn't recommend using it. I don't recommend Amtech either. I can't stand Amtech. If I'm going to pay money for flux, I'm going to pay money for chip quick. That being said, I used to get my chip quick for free, but they switched to Amtech, and I won't touch that stuff. I don't care if it's free or not. I'm not going to use that stuff. I hate that stuff. That's supposedly what's in this tube is Amtech, and I hate it. I just can't stand it. People swear by it. They're like, oh, it's the only flux in the world. No, that's crap. I don't like it. I tried the Kingbow. Now Kingbow, I went on Phil's recommendation on Kingbow, and I'm not looking back. I think it's a great flux. For the price, it's good. You have to clean it up. It's a little bit tougher to clean up, but let me clean as you go. You're good. So I have to put on this diode. I forgot about that. So we're going to do that real quick. So I'm going to put on this diode. I turned off everything. Now this diode is an 0603, but we're going to do it with the big tip. The bigger tip anyways. So I'm going to put this on here. All right. Now the diodes can be a little tricky. Now I believe the dot is the green side is the negative. There's no instructions in here, and it's been a while since I messed with diodes. Okay, so let's get that out of there. So I believe the line goes to negative. Oh man, that is tiny. So I'm going to add a wee dab of flux to that, so that it I don't have to flow it with hot air. And that thing flipped right over, didn't it? Flipped right. Oh, come on. Which way does it go? So that should stick in there. I believe that's the right orientation. So that's stuck in there in that chip quick. So if I heat that up. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to come in this side. I'm just going to touch it. Oh, I need a little bit of solder. There we go. So there, that's done. Now everything is soldered on the board. Now we can officially clean it up all the way and take a look at what we got. So I guess Phil's not going to make it back for the ending. Because what was it? So an hour and 30 minutes, that's not bad to knock out this board. You know, streaming, stopping. Yeah, 6 hands for real. You know, stopping and cleaning as I go, because, you know, hour and a half. I'm sure Phil could do it faster because he keeps, every time I mention one of these boards, he says, oh, you know I'll win, you know I'll win. And you know what? He may be able to solder it faster, but I did it cleaner. So, and I'll take clean over speed any day. So, all right. So, put the stuff away as I go here. You know, we switched, at my old job, we switched from the Chemtech wipes because they weren't available to these clean room wipes. So I can find a bag of them. Here they are right here. These are clean room wipes. They're called AA wipes, non-woven clean room wipes. So we switched to these things, and I was like, they're first of all, they're ridiculously expensive. They're way more expensive than Chemtech wipes. But we got them in, we got them in like 5 sizes, but I just snagged this size 4x4 and the 9x9. But you know, at first I was like, oh, man, these are no way these are better than Chemtech wipes. But I've come to think that they are better than Chemtech wipes because they're more durable. They're just, they seem to be more durable. Wow, man, that flux got everywhere. So I'm trying to clean up all that liquid flux I used so it doesn't, you know, make everything sticky in the future. Because I got to fix a switch later with this jig. I like to make sure I keep my stuff clean. All right, that's good. Clean up my mat. I'll clean this up further by the end of the day, but I'm just going to get the sticky flux off. All right, So now let's give this board a good cleaning here. It's got stuff all over the back of it. All right, so those clean room wipes did a good job. So there's the board right there. It's a practice board. You know, it is what it is. It's cheap. I got 4 of them for like $8, I think. Maybe it was $8. I don't remember. I bought a few different practice boards. Isopropyl alcohol in the hands to get rid of the sticky flux. Okay, so now let's look at what I'm not going to do this today, but I'm going to talk about what I plan on doing in a future either stream or video. So I got 4 of these boards right here. That's bugging me. That is really bugging me. Okay, so I'm used to working in this area. So I have 4 of these boards here. I'll grab another one. So I have another one here. What I plan on doing is with this board, I plan on adding solder to every pad that gets a component. Then I plan on using the rework station to move each component from this board, as this would be a donor board and this would be the good board. So my goal is to transfer all the parts from this board to this board without losing anything or damaging anything, and everything still measures up. So that's my goal. So what I'm going to do is I have another vise fixture here that I have that I can put the 2 boards in. I believe I can put a board in here. I can put this one in here. Definitely can't put that one in there. Okay, well, there goes that whole theory. I was hoping to put a board here and a board over here and just, you know, go from one to the other, but that didn't work out the way I planned it. I might modify this vise so I can do it. I have the tools to sand this end off to make it more precise, like precisely. I might sand that off. How much would it be? Well, it is actually a lot. That would be all of the jaws on both sides. So, yeah, that's too much. All right, well, there goes that great idea I had. I didn't check that before I thought of that. So maybe I can use this vise and the stick vise. Will it fit in this? It will fit in that. Look at that. See? I wonder if I could put 2 of them in here. There. Ooh, I could. Let's try that. There we go. So there, I have them like that, and I can just, you know, transfer. Well, I have to lock that down a little tighter. So that, see, one's tight and one's not. Yeah. I have to play around with it. What if I put this one up here? This one down there. No, it doesn't want it. It just wants to hold it in the middle. It doesn't want to hold it on the backside. But yeah, well, it's worth a shot. Might be able to put them both in the stick vise. Who knows? This is the eye pinch vise. I haven't really used it much. Can I put both of these in here? Good. I use the wedge side. Let's try that. Let's see here. Let's switch these jaws back around because I need to switch them back around anyways. We have 9 viewers right now. That's not the peak. The peak was 12. So I can't believe how many viewers Phil's getting at the moment. So let's got Flux all in there. Okay, so that's what I need. So let's just get these swapped around and see if I can hold it that way. So hope everybody enjoyed my little 1000K or 1K, 1000K. Wow, 1K. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all getting me to 1K. My next goal is to get my watch hours up so I can get some more stuff on the channel unlocked. I had the watch hours in November when I was trying to get to 1K in November. I had enough watch hours to get the thing unlocked, but because of the pandemic, and my son having to learn at school at home, I took like 6 months off of making content. I stopped making content for like 6 months, and then, nobody kept up with watching my stuff, so, my watch hours dropped off. So, and then I had to have stuff rebuilt for the workshop. So there's a good period of the summer that I didn't film anything. All right, so let's see here. Let's get that in there. All right, so let's see if we can slide this one in there too. Yeah, I might. Okay, maybe not. Why did that? It was weird. There we go. So I could probably do it like that and transfer them that way. I hold off on the models because the area right over there where my son is doing his school is where I was painting, and I can't paint anything, and I don't like doing the models without painting. I just don't like that. Yay, Phil's back, and we're done. He's triple in the first line. Yeah, see, I had to teach my son school because it wasn't the same online school that he has now, and I had to actually teach him for 3 months. I had to make sure he got good grades. I had to teach him math, English, science. I had to do all that stuff. I had to help him do his work and the computer system. It was 7 different systems. So it was a rough 3 months, and then I just took the summer off after that because I was sick of computers, to be honest with you. But luckily we found this online school, and he's got straight A's, and I do, there is stuff I have to do, but it's very user friendly, and I'm able to keep up with it and have no issues. And like I said, he's got straight A's, so and all his stuff is approving. So, but my watch hours are going up. I got like 40 yesterday, 45 yesterday. So some people were watching it. So let's see if I streamed for an hour and 49 minutes. Let me see if my watch hours changed. No, it's probably 24 hours behind, but I have 3,754, and I had 3,708 yesterday morning at this time at 8 o'clock. So it has gone up. People are watching it, and there has been a total increase in watch time. My video from yesterday is number 1 on my sheet. So yeah, so hopefully, you know, it picks up and stuff. All right. Yeah, there's a video on my channel about how I modified the my and star scope to be more working distance, because there's a good 12, probably 11, 10 to 11 inches of working distance at full range, and then I can zoom in, and then the scope itself has zoom. So, but that's going to do it. Now that Phil's back, I have to leave because he's here and he's going to say mean things. So I'm going to go, and I'm scared of him. He's super scary. Please don't hurt me, Phil. Please stop. I have created playlists. I have like a bunch of playlists, and then I autoplay it in the background. Hopefully, are you streaming today, Phil? Are you gonna stream? I'll wait a second to see if he says he's gonna stream or not. He's thinking about it. He doesn't know if he's gonna stream. You guys will know before I do if he's typed something into the chat. Yeah, he plans to. Woo! Okay, I can end the stream on that note that I'm gonna watch him stream later and hopefully fix something. Thank you for watching, everybody.